today I'm absolutely delighted to be joined by Drishty Ramdenee. Hi Drishty, hope you are well. So Drishty is the Director of Services for the Economic Development Board in Mauritius. Now, Mauritius, seen to many of us as an absolutely idyllic dream holiday destination, obviously has a very different backdrop in that it is really very much an evolving business service delivery destination. So Drishty, if you don't mind, it would be great if you could introduce yourself, your role, and the work of EDB Mauritius, and give us a little bit of an overview of, Mauritius's vision for this industry.
Thanks, Kerry, and it's really a pleasure talking to you. And I'm Drishty from the Economic Development Board. So our mandate is to act as a one-stop shop for all businesses in Mauritius. So we really handhold companies to help them implement easily in Mauritius. We are responsible for coordinating for all licenses, and we are also at the service of all businesses all along your stay in Mauritius, to help you grow, to help you achieve markets. We help you also in your export strategy. So in a baseline and in simple words, this is what we do. And this, EDB translates as a one-stop shop the vision of government for Mauritius to be an extremely business-friendly country for different kind of industries. And specifically, as we have moved along in getting more sophisticated, in terms of industries, but also in increasing the digital spectrum across all industries, the ICT sector has emerged as an extremely important pillar of the economy. So it accounts for around 6.5% of the GDP and sustained growth rate of around 4.9%. And this has been, I would say, feasible by ensuring proper infrastructure, conducive and friendly regulatory framework, an extremely interesting package of incentives, and I think more importantly, quality delivery in terms of people, in terms of workforce. And when we talk about workforce, both local workforce and availability of workforce from abroad, due to the openness of the society.
Okay, so if we look at our industry, I think that's one of the biggest challenges we face. So the industry is growing at an unprecedented rate, but the big issue we have is access to talents. What is the availability and scalability, and perhaps the identity of the talent that Mauritius has available?
Yeah, I think it's a global issue, the availability of talent in the ICT industry, and to ensure sustainability in that whole spectrum in Mauritius, government has strived through a number of initiatives to ensure that we have those required talent and skilled talents. I think just to give a glimpse of, the elasticity factor of the workforce in Mauritius, I would say that pre-COVID, we were at around 27 employees in the sector. And post-COVID, we are at around 33,000 people being employed in the sector. So that gives that within a time frame of 2 years, Mauritius has been able to deliver an additional 6,000 number of employees very quickly. And this gives an idea of the ability to respond to this talent capacity. Now, how do we do that? How is it done in practical words? First and foremost, I think it's because of the education sector. Mauritius is recognized to have a very strong education sector from the primary, secondary, and even tertiary education. Basically, even tertiary education is free in Mauritius. So that gamut of people that could be trained for the purpose of the ICT sector is there. The second thing that has been a big push to ensure availability of workforce is the structuring of professional and competent-based training. That is beyond universities. We also have polytechnics, which are very much, I would say, framed like what is presently happening in Europe, in Switzerland, in Australia, in America, in Canada, such that we develop competence-based people. The third aspect is, I would say, government institutions that support into translating the actual needs of the industry, very specific needs. For example, we have the Human Resource Development Council that has a mandate to continuously analyze the exact profile of people that are required in the industry and support financially in the training of these people for the company. So it's company-specific requirement training facility. And further to that, not so one year back, government came with the further initiatives through the EDB of creating the Digital Industry Academy, which is a collaboration between government and the private sector to create a pool of talents, not specifically for the actual needs, but a pool of talents into which the industry could look for. And there we have set ourselves mandate to be able to train around 3,000 additional skilled people per year in technology related services. For example, at this point in time, we are giving courses in AI, in artificial intelligence, in blockchain, in cybersecurity, in cloud computing, and of course, in soft skills associated to that. And we are targeting for this year, for this financial year, 1,000 trained people. So this whole gamut of I would say, initiatives support us in developing the talent base locally, the captive one. But beyond that, we are very rational to believe that we need to have an open immigration policy to be able to get people working from abroad. So this is why we have a very simple, what we call an occupational permit for professionals to be able to come and work in Mauritius in different sectors. But for the ICT sector, it is even more simpler, and the threshold of salary is lower. So it is very much easy to bring people from abroad. And usually it takes around 1 week for acceptance of this occupation permit. And beyond that, I wish to say that Mauritius has gone even further in providing other kind of permits. For example, a premium visa allows anyone to come to Mauritius, stay for a period of 1 year, and kickstart working from a company abroad. For example, if one company wishes to kickstart an operation while that the person is a licensee or an employer of the company, let's say in the UK, they can still work in Mauritius for a period of 1 year, and they can easily then translate to an occupation permit. So this is how we have thrived, and we have ensured sustainable availability of workforce for the companies to keep on their growth strategy from Mauritius and in Mauritius.
Okay, so those are really highly attractive incentives that you're actually giving. So what else would you say is the differentiator for Mauritius? Because obviously right now with the industry booming as much as it is, lots of destinations are saying, come over, look at us. So how are you differentiating yourselves?
Yeah, I think first and foremost, I have to mention that there is a historical relevance in the translation in the new delivery strategy of Mauritius. We've started as a basic BPO segment, and over the years, we have matured from being a pure outsource centers owning to delivering end-to-end products and going even beyond in terms of innovative products and providing a complete business offer. So this is one of the first differentiating factor that we have. That is, we offer a whole spectrum of business response, not only BPO, not only technology, but the whole aspect. The second is quality workforce. We've always tallied it in terms of technology-related expertise and talent, but also in terms of soft skills, a very high quality workforce. For instance, in terms of languages, I think Mauritius does have a very specific specificity with regard to many other competing jurisdictions. We are a country that has, which is already by nature bilingual. So our mother language is both French and English. So it gives an easy capacity of delivering services in those kind of segments. Further to that, through the secondary schooling and even tertiary schooling, we've been able to structure an outsourcing strategy in Italian, Portuguese, Asian languages. So this differentiates from other jurisdictions. Thirdly, I think we've seen over the last years a high demand in a number of, I would say, more technology-based and very niche segments. For example, in terms of programming, Java, C++, Net Framework, Oracle, and also specific segments of the ICT sector, like cybersecurity, business intelligence, big data management, robotic processing, etc. So this is where a very strong emphasis has been placed to be able to respond to the talent needs. And today, this is the delivery factor. This is the value proposition that we are offering as as a very distinctive jurisdiction to be able to propose quick response to the sourcing needs of different jurisdictions.
Right, okay. Well, I didn't know that, so that's good to learn for sure. So can you give us a flavour of the sort of organisations you either are currently collaborating with and delivering innovation for, or the types of organisations that you're really keen to currently attract and are ready to collaborate with?
Yeah, I think when we talk about institutions that we are collaborating with, I think we are two segments of institutions. We have what I call the private corporate institutions, and I would say the most R&D kind of institutions to deliver innovation. So in terms of companies, we are extremely happy to see that over the years, we've been able to attract and maintain a number of companies, big names like the Accenture, Ceridian, Allianz, Objectivity, SD Works, and to name so many of them, we have 850 companies presently delivering services in Mauritius. So that gives an idea of the sophistication and the innovation factor that we wish to deliver. So we are collaborating with all of these companies, as I said in the beginning, and I think that is also a distinctive factor. The EDB is a facilitator. We talk to those companies. Everyone has our cell phones. When there was the COVID, I think it is important for all kind of issues which we had never imagined, we were available 24/7 to be able to respond to the needs. And more, I believe, very another important factor of collaboration and where we wish to go is to keep on this collaboration of delivering services, of delivering, I would say, end-to-end products to new companies also, to new companies from different jurisdictions, and to be able to provide, I would say, back office support, to be able to provide for delivery services from Mauritius, but also technology products and services from Mauritius. In terms, and just to give an example around that, I think in terms of BPO, I've already mentioned a number of companies that are well known. But moving further, even with those companies, for example, Accenture has just kickstarted their metaverse services from Mauritius, which is extremely, I would say, valorizing to see that for really for a small country in terms of geography like Mauritius, we've been able to place ourselves on the map. In terms of delivery services, we are giving delivery services from Mauritius for banks, for I would say traditional delivery companies like DHL, in more niche and I would say specific sectors. Let's say in the maritime industry, we are delivering for Bourbon Group, for example. So this is based on the availability of talent in Mauritius. And then for more specific innovation, I mean, to be able to move into the new segments, let's say, for example, robotics, AI, etc. I think we first pledged regionally and even internationally to be an innovative center. We've been able to draft pioneer roadmaps in AI, in blockchain, in cybersecurity, in the whole of Africa. We've been able to leapfrog year on year from 82nd innovation index for Mauritius globally to 45 this year. And this has been, we've been able to deliver this innovative, I would say, push by collaborating with international institutions, namely with regard to specific schemes. For example, we have bridge schemes that allows funding from Mauritius to be able to for collaboration between companies and international institutions, or vice versa, and so many other schemes. So our collaboration strategy is extremely broad, and this, I would say, aggressive collaboration strategy with both private companies and international R&D institutions have pushed Mauritius to be able to transform itself in the innovation hub.
Okay, that is awesome. So we're virtually at time, but just before we go, where do you see Mauritius being in the technology business services industry in 2030? What's the ambition?
Yeah, I think we are seeing already the trend and the transition. I mean, I would just take the 3 last years. I mean, we've spoken about the new segments of things like AI, like cybersecurity, like more niche programming like SQL, HTML, etc., where this is where the demand is coming from. The demand for sourcing facilities from Mauritius, and this is where the response from Mauritius is going to. So by maintaining and increasing the talent availability, but I'm talking about 3,000 and increasing it progressively, what we wish to achieve in the years to come is to move from 33,000 employees to be able to go to 40,000 employees in the medium term, and more specific in the technology space. We've seen from pre-COVID to now, the coming into, I would say, easily some 50 companies, and many of them which are big multinationals in those specific segments that we've mentioned in the space. And what we hope to have is to be able to keep on that, I would say, 5+% growth rate in the sector for in the medium term. And more importantly, to be able to translate ourselves in a key sourcing facility for the region, but more importantly, globally, because we want to send a very simple and very strong, bold message that we can deliver quality skills. We can respond immediately to a number of sourcing requirements, programming, cybersecurity, back office, and back office in any kind of segments, delivery services. And what we wish to be seen then in the next 5 years, for example, is being the privileged sourcing, I would say, jurisdiction for UK companies in this case.
Okay, so in short, watch this space. There's loads going on, and think Mauritius. So thank you so much for joining me today, and I look forward to watching your journey, watching that evolve, and hopefully hearing a lot more about Accenture's metaverse work. I think you'll be presenting at one of our metaverse events soon, so really looking forward to that as well. So thank you, Drishty.
Great, Kerry. Thank you very much.